It's a hard life, man. It's one of the hottest days of the year. We are here in the wonderful English Riviera of Brighton. I have an ice cream, the sun is out, the sea is just there. There are scantily clad women wearing bikinis. Things don't get much better. Oh, and you might have noticed that. 2011 KTM RC8R, toy I've got to play with for a few days. Mummy! So, what do I think of this incredible machine? Well, first up, looks-wise, honestly, it's a work of art, if you ask me. I think it not only one of the best-looking bikes in the market at the moment, possibly the best-looking bike ever. In my eyes, obviously, and that is just relative to my opinion. I mean, she's beautiful. The colour, I mean, you can get her in black and orange as well, but this white and orange makes it stand out, and it looks like the Lamborghini of the bike world. The wheels, everything comes together, the exposed chassis, frame, just love it, absolutely love it, and she is a beautiful machine. But that's not the only great thing about this bike. One of the coolest things KTM have done is they've actually listened to a lot of feedback they got from last year's version, was it the 2008 model, and they've made a lot of changes. First up, and one of the things that will be most immediate to anyone that rode the last model, is the throttle. A lot more sensitive. Don't get me wrong, it's still pretty harsh. This is a track tool. It's not a softened out everyday commuting bike, but it's a lot mellower than it was in the last model. Like the old model, she's got WP suspension fitted throughout, plus steering dampener, and I tell you what, they've got it really spot on with this. Slight change to the chassis tweak as well. Just means that you're getting a lot of feedback as a rider, and it just gives you, how can I say it, makes you feel really special when you get it right. When you nail a corner and you come out of a roundabout and you absolutely put it on the edge, you feel like a real rider. And this is what this machine is. It is a proper track day tool. She has not got any electronic aids to soften her out and make her easier to ride on the road. There's no traction control, there's no ABS, there's 2 engine mappings, but let's explain those to you. They are 170 brake horsepower and 175 brake horsepower, which is its full kind of track mode, and it all depends on the type of fuel you put in. If you put in a RON 95 fuel, you want to go with a 170 mapping, and then obviously if you can get a RON 98, which as far as I'm aware we only get up to 97 in this country unless you actually get proper race fuel, you can set it on the top mapping. Another big thing KTM have improved this year is the smoothness of the engine. They've done that by putting in 2 spark plugs per cylinder and just kind of adjusting the fueling settings on it as well, and I tell you what, it really works. An amazingly cool feature about the RC8R is the exhaust that comes underslung the chassis here. I mean, look at that, you can hardly see it there. It doesn't detract from the beautiful lines of the bike, and it does sound pretty sweet. The only issue with that is that to get a set of cans on this, which I think to do this engine justice you really need to. I've been bobbing around with Alan on his Super Duke with Akrapovic cans on, and it's out-shouted this, is that you can only buy a full exhaust system, and that costs £2,000. So if someone wants to make a cheaper one, and that would be nice, but I'll tell you what, I reckon it'd be worth it. Juicer comes with Brembo brakes, you've got Marcinese really light wheels. In other words, it's pretty much got some of the best components you can get on any motorcycle here. And as I say, it all comes together, and I think that's what's more impressive, is the fact that KTM managed to balance everything out and bring it all together in a ride that is so much more responsive, less of a psycho machine than the last one, but in a good way, and as much you can get much more out of it. And I think the thing that will surprise you the most is going to be the price. Now, last year's model came in at just over 15,000. This, 12,995. They've knocked £2,000 off their class-leading sports litre superbike, which in today's kind of financial times, with Japanese bikes ever increasing, Ducatis, if you're looking at the 1198 SP, is almost up about £17,000, is incredible. Although, as I mentioned, if you are looking at this thinking, oh, it looks beautiful, I'll get this, I'll ride it to work every day, I'll use it as my sole form of transport, I think you'd be a little bit insane, and you'd be a much better rider than me if you could do that, because as I say, she is so set up for the track. Best used on full-on track days or just big rides into the country like we've on today coming into Brighton. But wow, what a machine. And yeah, she's absolutely blown me away. Insurance Group 17, 13 grand. Go get yourself one of these, a Lamborghini of the bike world.